Alright guys, so truck's on the lift. I made my promise. Let's get into today's video. Okay, so here we are, and truck's on the lift. We've got Jonathan, and you guys, we brought in the professional loosener. So we're not gonna bring him back when we put everything back together because we don't want it to be too loose. We want everything to be tight, but for taking it apart, Jonathan's the man. So we've done this so many times when he's been here.
Third or fourth time we take the engine out?
Yeah, so whenever we take the engine out of the Dakota, Jonathan's here. So this is tradition. That's the word I was looking for. This is tradition. So we've got it backed up. If you guys remember from a while back, this was kind of the setup we had so that we could use the engine hoist to drag it out. So we got all that set up. We're just gonna go underneath right now and disconnect our drive shaft, our exhaust, and our transmission mount so that we can hopefully drag the engine out the front. That's gonna be the plan. I think we're gonna take the transmission and everything with it out the front. We'll see how that goes, but let's get to work. So here's the progress. We're taking out our two pipes that connect to the headers. We're taking out the drive shaft as well. We got the bolts out on the ground. All of our V-bands are out, so we're just gonna pop this stuff off. All right, there it is. We got our exhaust off and our drive shaft out. Let's go back up top. So we got the professional loosener loosening more bolts. We're gonna take the front bumper off. We don't need to do it right now, but we already got half the bolts because we got at them while the truck was still in the air. So it's pretty much four bolts on each side. You got two here, two there, and then two on the inside, and the whole thing just comes off. So we're gonna take it off.
It looks like you're struggling. No.
So here's the current status, you guys. We've just been ripping through it. Headers are off, and what else we got? The rad's obviously out. We swung the power steering pump down here just so we don't have to deal with the lines puking all over the place. I think that might be easier. If we have to, we'll move it out of our way, but everything's disconnected. Everything off the firewall, heater core, pretty much everything, you guys. This is our throttle cable, but we have it disconnected there. It's just we threw it off to the side. Only thing left is a shifter cable and the fuel line. Those are the only two things. So I'm gonna disconnect those now. We were just kind of leaving the fuel lines till last just so we didn't have to deal with the stink. So we'll go ahead and remove that and we'll see if we can get this thing out. So I just disconnected our shifter as well. So it kind of just sits on this bracket and just pops off, literally off the bracket from the transmission. So got this off, everything's disconnected. We're gonna leave most of the harness on the transmission. So let's see if we can rip this out.
Pump it, pump it.
All right, we're using the millennial strength over here.
Slow?
I think so, yeah. The one side's picking up a bit.
The other side.
Oh yeah, she's lifting. There it is.
Tranny lifting?
Why you gotta talk about the transmission that way?
What do you mean?
Oh. Whoa! Slow down, slow down. All right. So I think I remember, how did we do this last time? I remember it was a pain.
We didn't do the transmission last time, that's why.
We didn't have the transmission connected. So I think we still have some room in the back. We'll double check in the back, but I'm gonna set the camera down while me and John figure out how to contortion this thing out of here. So there's 3 bolts that hold the engine mounts on, and we're just about got them both out so that it's a little bit easier so we don't have to lift it as high to bring it out and clear those mounts. Okay, we're gonna have some success, boys. She's coming out with the transmission with those 2 engine mounts removed. So let me set this down. We'll keep tugging her out.
So it's gonna start hitting right there in that mount. You see what I'm saying?
Take it. Oh, I see. Yeah.
Lift her up more? Or? Yeah.
I think so. I don't think there's any reason we can't.
You tell me when.
Keep going. I think you're good.
You can push them more. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. right, so John says he did everything, I did nothing, and now he has it out just like
Always,
that.
that's how it always is here.
That's how it always is.
At Boosted Motorsports.
So there we go. We've got it chained up, and then we threw this one around the back just so we can kind of support the back end. And as you can see, she's floating. So she's out. She's disconnected. Only, I guess, you know, pain part is once you take the yoke out of the back, like the tail shaft there, it doesn't have any way to seal it. So it was kind of puking some fluid out of the back, which is kind of not much you can do about that. So but other than that, she's out. We just kind of let it drip a little bit out of the back, whatever it wanted to drip. That way it's not going to make a huge mess as we take it out. So we'll go ahead and we'll roll it out.
Only now. The wheels aren't turning.
She needs some lube.
Yeah.
What happens when you leave it outside? Yeah. All we got to All right, guys. So we've got everything out. We got a bunch of spare parts in the back of the truck here, and that's pretty much it. I mean, right now I had to move the Viper. You guys probably saw a bunch of stuff move around, and it's a little bit darker than when we just yanked it out. But we just spent a bit of time just cleaning up and whatnot. But that is it, you guys. We have a big hole where that engine used to be. So that's pretty much it. What I am gonna do is I just needed to get that out of there because that's definitely more than a one-man job trying to wrestle that thing out. So luckily John was friendly enough to come and hang out and pull that thing out with us, so we got it out. What I do want to do though is pressure wash all of this stuff as well and get it all cleaned up. And like I mentioned, we're gonna have to make some alterations to the firewall here and what we're bringing in and out. So there is a huge hole that we're gonna have to cut somewhere over here for the grommet that passes everything through. So it's a different setup on this vehicle than the Hellcat. So you can see there's no major wires that run through here. And I'm gonna take out all this wiring, all this fuse box, all this stuff is coming out, you guys. So I'm gonna clean everything up, rip everything out this week. So that is coming. Right now, Jonathan is playing Jeep thing. So that's why we moved the, I guess, Viper out of the way. He's got some Spicer stuff. He's got some spicy stuff in this box. Got some spicy Spicer, and he's doing all ball joints. So if you guys haven't seen, check out John's channel. What are you calling it again?
Nadjar Off-Road?
Nadjar Off-Road. We'll link him down below. And then he's also called Jonathug. He's got a lot of names. He's at Jonathug on Instagram, and then he's Nadjar Off-Road.
And hashtag is it tight?
Oh, where's that shirt, man? Here's his YouTube channel if you guys want to go check him out. He's got a bunch of Jeep things. So this is the stickers that he still hasn't paid me for right here.
Oh.
No, he paid. He's finally squared up. So that's about it, you guys. So this is going in. Obviously, we've made the full commitment. You know, like there was some naysayers on whether we were going to pull the trigger, but I think we're committed now, boys. There's no turning back. So yeah, pretty much it for today's video, because that's pretty much a wrap for the Dakota, at least. So like I said, that's about as much stuff as we're going to tackle on the Dakota today. And then I'm going to end up ripping out the dash and all that stuff, which I can tackle by myself, but I'll get into that in the next day. But that's today's vlog. That's a full day's work for us. It didn't take us that long. Me and John were saying it probably took us honestly 3 hours, and we weren't working that hard. We were kind of just messing around half the time, and we got it done in a hurry. So I think we're getting better at it. But if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, because we are Hellcat swapping this Dakota. So it's going down, boys. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next video.